Victory, the taste of victory is what motivates me. Every morning I wake up and I think about that. Every day that is a bit more difficult to wake up and go in training, I think about winning a world championship one day and the feeling that it gives me. And so yeah, this is what motivates me. I remember every single difficult moments where you thought you wouldn't make it. These difficult moments that I went through my career, sometimes you tend to think, I'm not gonna make it to Formula One, I'm not gonna make it to become a world champion. So yeah, with hard work, with motivation, it's possible to do anything.
Charles,
I love what I do, but I want to be the best. This was super important for me to get away off the track the evening and to have learned something new and to have done a step in terms of driving and understanding of the karting and all of these kind of things. And this I've always kept it. I was very clear in setting my goals, realistic goals, and in where I wanted to be. Not in 10, 15 years time, because way too far, but in 1 or 2 months time, which were small steps, but small steps always in the right direction. And I think that definitely helped me in achieving small goals after small goals to get to the bigger goal, which was obviously to become a Formula One driver, and even more so with Ferrari. But it's with the different small steps that I've and the different targets that I've fixed myself throughout my career.
Absolutely.
Stay humble, be grateful, and work hard. That is one.
The worst advice you've ever heard or received on your journey?
Don't do this mistake. I think you've got to do mistakes in order to learn from them and to become the person that you are then 20 years after. Otherwise So yeah, I think every mistakes, as I said earlier, I always tend to think that it's a positive thing because you grow from them.
Now, I've made sometimes the same mistake multiple times, but that's okay, because eventually, through trial and error, I don't make those mistakes anymore. Failure, in my opinion, failure is 100% necessary for greatness. To achieve greatness, to have that success, you've got to fail as many times as possible. So don't shy away from it, and don't take it as a negative. Every single successful person who's achieved great things, whether it's climbing Mount Everest, whether it's getting to the top of a company, whether it's being the best athlete possible, they've all failed more times than they'll be able to remember. But through those lessons that they've learned through those failures, that's how they become great. No one's been great from the get-go and then just being great. That's except for Superman, because he was just born great. So just know that that is a part of the journey, and whatever failures you have are only going to make you stronger.
My dad, never give up. That's been like the slogan in the back of my mind every single day. The other one would be just that you will always be learning, and that's what I learned from Nelson Mandela. He was like, I'm 90 and I'm still learning today. And I was like, what can you tell me? It's like, I'm still learning today, and it's okay to be learning. You're always going to be learning something new and growing, so give up. Literally the worst bit of advice, and it wasn't necessarily advice, but when I was younger, there was other parents of other racing drivers I was racing against. I remember this one guy, and he's like, Vish, you just don't have it. You should just give up.
Their parents were saying?
The parents, a grown man in his 40s or 50s told me that, and I was 8.
Told you?
Told me, yeah, to my face. And I remember just being so, like, what am I supposed to do with that? What do you mean, give up? It broke me down so much. Success is, as I mentioned earlier, short-lived. Success is, there's a lot less learned in success. It's like the tip of the iceberg. It's the losses, and it's the failures, and it's the continuously, just the perseverance that you need to do. Like, I love that image of the iceberg where you see the sea level and the iceberg on the top that everyone sees, but below is what people don't get to see, and it's relevant for every single person out there. It's finding your core. It's letting yourself know it's okay to feel the pain. It's okay to accept that you're failures, and put it on you. It's like it's just another notch on your belt that is going to make you stronger, and just knowing that is the case. I've failed so many more times than I've succeeded, so many more, and that people don't even know maybe necessarily about or see. And still today I'm making those those mistakes, or making mistakes, but I know that's a part of the journey. That's what I'm then harnessing, and that's what's making me stronger. I think The easiest thing in life is to give up on whatever you're focused on or whatever you're hopeful for. The hardest thing is to keep going, but we have to. We have to continue to hold on. And I would imagine for so many people out there, that is probably the most difficult thing.
I'd racist names being called to me, but lately, if anybody had said anything to me, I would just ignore them.
I remember the struggle. I remember how hard it was for my mum with the multiple jobs she had. I remember how it was for my dad to keep me racing. Then on top of that other struggle with acceptance and not fitting in, it all bubbled up into, created the beast, I guess, that you see on the track.
World Championship record is equalled. Lewis Hamilton wins the Turkish Grand Prix and is a 7-time champion of the world.
Great one is to be, first of all, consistently performing well, especially when the pressure is on. To get the best out of yourself. These kind of moments really define, I think, the difference between a good and a great driver. It was always about learning from what my dad already experienced in racing in Formula 1 and trying to be better, trying to be faster. My dad never said I was going to be a champion. He was always the opposite. He would tell me I was going to be a truck driver or like a bus driver. Really? Yeah, because he was always, in a good way, I think, putting pressure, but making me realize that what I was doing at the time was not enough. And, once you achieve your life goal, your life mission, it's just something truly incredible. But also the hardest bit was already done. This bit was more about knowing what you have learned over the years and, just put it out there and try to make it a success. Guidance, and besides that, you always need to believe in yourself that you can be the best and that you can beat anyone out there. There will always be moments where people try to put you down or not try to support you, but you always have to just keep going, believe that you can achieve anything. Most of the time, the most talented people, actually, they don't even end up in Formula 1, because besides talent, it's about working hard and how you can be better than the people around you. If you can combine both of them, talent with hard work, that's when you can reach the top. I always keep telling myself, don't give up, just keep pushing, keep trying, don't give up, keep at it. Like the last race, didn't look great, we were way too slow and I couldn't keep up, and I just kept telling myself, something might happen. You never know. Just do the best you can. You're never perfect in any area. I can always improve. I can improve massively in this or massively in that. How can I prepare myself better? How can I make sure that I understand the balance of the car better? You always look in these kind of areas like, what can I understand or learn from all these experiences I've had so far? That's what my dad always said, especially when I was still racing in go-karts in the national championships. I had a lot of wins and I didn't know what losing was like. And my dad was like, well, one day you will learn and it will hurt. So then, of course, that day came where I didn't win. And I was crying, because I hate losing. I think that's a good mentality, but you also should analyze and understand why that is. And you should also, of course, then be grateful, be respectful to the guy who beat you. I think over the years, you learn how to do that better. But you need those moments to become a better driver.
The Brazilian Grand Prix goes to Max Verstappen a year after he finished second and had it taken away.
The way I grew up, having the experience of my dad by my side from a very young age, I think you get prepared in a different way. For me, it's never good enough. You try to look for the little details that can go better. I mean, this year I think has been amazing, but I will never be satisfied at the end of the day. People sometimes think I'm a bit arrogant, but I think I'm just very straightforward and I know what I want. And I will do anything I can to get to that point. I don't think that's arrogance, it's just really like I'm committed. I love the sport, I love racing, and that's what I grew up with as well. My whole family, my dad, my mom, everyone was involved. I think when you're really just committed to something, you just really on it. You really are going for your goal, and I don't think that has to do with arrogance, because I know I'm not perfect, nobody is perfect. I know, that I constantly want to improve as well as a driver.
Verstappen crosses the line to win 9 Grand Prix in a row and tie the all-time record.
You have to believe in yourself. Of course, you learn from moments. It doesn't need to be mistakes or good things. You learn from particular moments. You try to become an even better driver, and I think that's again what I tried to do this year. I think I would get bored if I don't see the opportunity to fight for a win. For me now, actually fighting at the top, I'm really very motivated. I love what I'm doing, but also the challenge of actually wanting more, trying to stay on top, trying to actually make the gap even bigger. That's probably my motivation now. For me, it's definitely not boring. This is why I love the sport. I love, of course, driving to the limit, but I love winning. I like to be in front. I like to be in front of everyone else, and that's what I enjoy the most. What is very important when you're fighting for a championship is that you are very consistent and you barely make mistakes, and that's what I try to aim for. And of course, you know, not a robot, you're not perfect. There are always things that can be done better, but you try to be as close as possible to perfection, I think.
So how close are you to perfection?
At the moment close, but it's never good enough. I always want to be better, so that's why I try to look at and work on every time.
Max Verstappen wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Red Bull are champions of the world for the 6th time. They take the Constructors' title for the 2nd year in a row.
I was born to race, but my parents, they never pushed me into racing, and they said, you know, you can do whatever you like. But of course, naturally, when you grow up and you see all this happening around you, you're like, oh, I would like to try that. And then I really liked it, so my parents never needed to push me into it. But other categories. And for sure, that first year in F3, the good thing about it was we were doing a lot of races. You know, I did 32 races in a whole season, so you could learn a lot from one potential mistake and then you could rectify it in the other one. So for me, that was a really good year. But then, of course, you know, being already, you know, this time in Formula One, crazy, you know, 24 years old, started when I was 17, and also the trust Red Bull put in me from that very young age, and then promote me to the senior team. It's just an incredible journey altogether. You still need to deliver, you know, every single weekend you need to try and be perfect. I know being perfect is super hard, but I try to be as close as possible all the time. For me, it doesn't matter who I have as a teammate. I always believe in myself, and I'm confident that I can always do a good job, you know, so it doesn't matter who they put alongside.
Max Verstappen comes out of the final corner. Max wins the British Grand Prix. It's the first time he's won it as the British Grand Prix.
I always believe in myself. I think that's important. That's the most important. And I believe in the car, I believe in the team, I believe in all the people involved. Well, a lot of things go through your mind every single race, when it's going well or not. You know, you're thinking a lot in your head, like, is this going to go well? It's not, and then you see it's not going to go well. But I always keep telling myself, you know, don't give up, don't give up. Just keep pushing, keep trying to, every lap, try to be, you know, smooth, try to hit apexes nice, try to be nice on tires. And that constant, like, telling yourself, don't give up, keep at it. Keep, like, you know, the last race didn't look great. We were way too slow and I couldn't keep up. And I just kept telling myself, something might happen. You never know until the last corner of the last lap. So I just kept telling myself, just do the best you can. Keep pushing yourself. And these things come back quite often throughout the race. When you're on the lead or catching or second, third, you're never perfect in any area. So let's say you're at 98%, whatever you can call it. I always look at it, I can always improve, because it's not, I can improve massively in this or massively in that. It's just tiny things, or how can I try to influence the weekend a bit better? How can I prepare myself better? How can I make sure that I understand the balance of the car better for qualifying race? You know, these kind of differences. So how can I understand the tires better? All these kind of things. Of course, next year the tires will be different again, so you have to learn that as well. But you always look in these kind of areas like, what can I understand or learn from all these experiences I've had so far? I never really wanted to copy anyone, because I always feel, for me, copying is, you can only be just as good, and I don't want to be just as good. I want to be myself and hopefully try to be better. Yeah, it's just testing yourself, pushing yourself, never like think that it's easy, or you never get complacent, really. You just always try to push yourself to be better. I think that prepared me in a way very well for criticism or just positive noises, because I didn't really care. I was just very neutral. Like, I don't care if it's negative, and I don't really care if it's positive. You know, because it doesn't bring me anything. If I think I can walk on water, I'm gonna become arrogant. And when it's very negative, you're just gonna be upset and be angry at everyone. So it's better to just be in the middle and forget about both sides and just focus on what you have to do and what you can control. And that's what's happening in the car. It's just, you know, racing drivers, they of course look at themselves. We want to do everything we can to win a race. And I think what is also the positive side about racing drivers, that we can forget very quickly and we just move on and just go to the next. Luckily, we also have a lot of races for that. I mean, you have to push yourself, and I know I've been on the other side as well, where you're not in the lead and you're trying to catch up, and that's very frustrating. This is great, but you want to now try and stay there, right? So you have to work probably even harder.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes, you know, no risk, no fun. So, you know, you need to spice it up a bit. I mean, that's also, I think, how a bit of a motto like Dietrich used to have and use, no risk, no fun. So we implemented that as well. I always wanted to win one, and then, you know, you'll see where you go from there. And like I said, yeah, everything what comes out is a bonus, but that's still, you know, that doesn't mean that if I lose a race, I will still be upset. But still, then maybe a few minutes after, I'll be like, it's okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just very important that you look at yourself. I mean, it doesn't really matter, of course, what people are saying, you know, from the outside, because, you know, you have to just focus on what you can control, and that's within the team, right? And the car. And that's what we are doing. I came into the sport because I loved racing. And of course, you know, the popularity went up, and, you know, I've been winning races, winning championships, and actually, you know, you make new deals, you earn more money. But at the end of the day, that is not why I'm in the sport, because, and it also, that is not a reason why it would keep me in the sport, because it's all about just feeling happy and that you love what you're doing, and that you can always tell yourself, are you fully committed to what you're doing? And as long as I can say to myself, yes, I am, and I'm doing everything I can to to get the best out of myself every year, then I'm staying. You have to score points every single weekend. Of course, you always hope for the best, you know, score maximum amount of points, but you also have to settle for whatever it is if you can't win. And that's what I've learned over the years of Formula 1 as well. You know, sometimes when it's too aggressive or you make a mistake, you lose all the points you had. So, you know, racing experience, because I mean, I only did 1 year in F3 before I got to Formula 1, but at that time, you know, when I was about to sign in F1, my dad also asked me that, are you sure, you know, are you sure about making that jump to F1? I said, yes, because I want to be there, and even if I make mistakes there, at least I'm in, and then we'll see what happens after. So we went for it, of course, and luckily it's all working out quite well, but yeah, it was a big learning curve for sure.